first social media week last February, and we're back for our second year again, also with Singapore and Tokyo kind of joining that Asia crew. Before I hand over to our MC, Jocelyn Luco Sandstrom, for the day, a little confusing, we've got two Jocelyns, imagine that, and two Dougs, so this is Team Doug. But I just wanted to tell you a little bit about Jocelyn before we kick off. You may recognize her face from the fashion and modeling world, but she's also quite the driving force in the nonprofit space as well. When Jocelyn and her husband were traveling to Nepal a few years ago, they were inspired by their tour guide and helped him to fulfill his dream to build a school for underprivileged children in Nepal. So Jocelyn and her husband helped him to do that by founding the Moonlight Foundation in Kathmandu in September 2009. So without further ado, I think we're going to get started today with a very exciting debate on this important issue of social media for social good. So I'll hand it over to the other Jocelyn.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you so much for coming today. I'm really excited to be a part of this event. So today we have our two teams who will be discussing and debating over the motion, social media for social good. Nonprofits shouldn't spend on social media. So each team will have 10 minutes so that they can share their respective point of views. Then they'll each have 5 minutes to ask each other questions, any questions that they would like. Then the audience will have 5 minutes to ask them any questions they'd like, and then we can vote using the Twitter hash SMWHKSM4SG. That's really long. So, teams, just to let you know, we're going to be very strict on the time today because we want to make it fair for both teams. So as soon as you hear the buzzer go off, your time is done. Today we are very, very honored to have 4 amazing speakers. Our first speaker will be Doug White. And Doug launched Prosperity Research Limited, now PRDA, in Hong Kong in 2004. As the CEO of PRDA, Douglas launched Hong Kong's first video portal, SoYou TV. Clients include China Light and Power, Standard Chartered, Accor Hotels, LG, and many more. Douglas has been interviewed by CNN and recently was an invited speaker at APAC SME Summit. Please welcome Doug White. Now our next speaker is Doug Woodring. He is one of the foremost authorities on the protection of the environment, not only in Hong Kong, but globally as well. Doug Woodring is the co-founder of Ocean Recovery Alliance, and which is a nonprofit organization which is focused on bringing innovative solutions, technologies, collaborations, and policy together to impact positive improvements for the health of the ocean. He is also the co-founder of Project Kaisei, a global project focused on plastic pollution and marine debris in our ocean. Project Kaisei was recognized as a Google Earth hero for its efforts. He is a UN Climate Hero, a global Cleansing Global Initiative commitment maker, and is also on the advisory board of X Prize, the Economist's World Ocean Summit, planned for February in 2012 in Singapore. Please welcome Doug Woodring. Now our third speaker today is Chung To. Chung To is the founder and chairperson of the Heng Foundation, which is an organization whose aim is to create a harmonious, equal, and healthy society by funding and operating projects in education and care for children and adults impacted by AIDS prevention, and anti-discrimination. Chung To started his career as an investment banker before he decided to put his career in finance aside and work with Chi Hung on a full-time pro bono basis. Please welcome Chung To! And our last speaker today, Ali Bullock, who is also here with Penny. By day, many of you may know Ali Bullock is the Global Digital Marketing Manager for Cathay Pacific Airways. In his spare time, though, he is known as Asia's foremost charity wildlife photographer, where he combines his love for animals with a passion for photography. Ali and his wife, Mrs. B, founded Animals in Photos in 2008, where they work pro bono with charities like PETA Asia, Hong Kong SPCA, Animals Asia, HK Stop, and Hong Kong Dog Rescue, among others, to provide web, social media, and photography support. Please welcome Ali and Penny. So now is everybody ready to get started on this debate? First up, we have Team 1, who will be debating against the motion that nonprofits should spend money on social media. First speaker will be Doug White, and he will share with us why nonprofits should spend because they need agency expertise. Doug, your time in 5 minutes starts now.
Like something on a top shelf. The elimination round. Hi, my name is Doug White. I'm the founder and CEO of PRDA, which is a social media agency.
Is my gun?
Yes. Thanks.
Is better?
There we go.
Over the years, since 2004, my company has helped support a lot of NGOs and a variety of different functions in getting their messages out through social media. We've worked with Hong Kong Dog Rescue, AIDS Concern, Heng Foundation, just to name a few. We've also done some other work with things like the Arts Council and various other things throughout in order to be able to reach out to a larger community. And the reason we've been able to do this and do it well is because of the fact that we are an agency. An agency has dedicated staff that allows them to be able to focus on the work that needs to be done in order to be able to do things like manage the complex network that is social media today. Back in the day, back in 2007, 2008, 2009, is all we had pretty much were forums and Facebook. Life was pretty simple back then. It was all about bites and chomps and things like that, and it was all a bunch of silliness. But as social media has evolved over the years, we now realize that it's no longer all this little bit of silliness. It's a very real-world solution into one of the biggest media questions that has plagued the world, and that is how do we communicate with each other in a very meaningful way. We've had the telephone. You can talk to one person at one time, or a conference call to a handful. Okay, you've got the newspaper. You can have a one-way communication. Social media has allowed people to connect with other people in mass or at an individual level anywhere in the world at any time based on geography, topic, interest, or whatever. It has become right now the greatest communication device the world has ever seen since the Gutenberg printing press. It's phenomenal. It's better than television. Just to give you some statistics as we start out, just to kind of set the stage for this. Right now, Facebook has 800 million registered users. Okay, and you say, okay, well that's a lot of people. That makes it the third largest nation in the world, next to China and India. That's pretty big. But are any of those people real? What are they? Okay, I can tell you right now that Facebook has over 400 million unique users log on every single day. Okay, those are 400 million people that are on there, taking a look around, checking out their pages, interacting with brands, interacting with their charities, chatting with their friends. We've also got things like Twitter, which has something like 160 billion search queries every single day. That's phenomenal. I don't even know what that number is. That means people like us that are sitting there typing in hashtags right now all around the world for Social Media Week are in there just chatting and talking and searching on everything. 160 billion is phenomenal. In 2012, online digital spend for advertising surpassed print media. In 2012, this year right now, more people will get their news information through social media outlets than they will through newspapers, magazine, television, or radio. It has taken on just a level of dimension that I don't think anybody could have comprehended in the past. And in order to be able to manage this big and unwielding beast that's become very, very important to our life, it takes a certain level of sophistication. And for both NGOs or agencies that rely on volunteer work, or people who may not necessarily be skilled or dedicated in these staffs, this becomes a very difficult situation. Okay? If I take you through what it's like to be on just even Facebook or just Twitter or something like that, what my company might take somebody through is fairly phenomenal. And a lot of people don't understand the complexity of it. But one of the things that we have to do is we have to do a lot of monitoring. Okay? And that is not just following Facebook to see what people are chatting about on your particular page or your personal profile. We're scanning the entire internet trying to look at what the hot topics are, who the key opinion leaders are, what are the potential opportunities for us to amplify or be able to piggyback on other type of trending opportunities in order to make you bigger. better, more influential than what you currently are. These require special proprietary applications, they require special skills, and these aren't necessarily things that you would have in-house, and nobody would expect you to have them in-house. We also go through professional copywriting. Most people think that on Facebook and Twitter and Sina Weibo and all of these fun things and Pinterest now, it's all about coming up with some clever little catchy saying. It's not about coming up with a clever little catchy saying. It's about specifically formatting with high-value keywords, particularly targeted messages that will reach out to your demographic, and across all of these different profiles, it requires a different type of formatting and style, keywords and demographics. It's actually really quite complex.
Thank you, Doug. Thank you very, very much.
Oh my God. Wait, I've got 15 more minutes.
So now we have another Doug Woodring. He'll be sharing with us why nonprofits should spend, because social media is critical to recruiting activists to build awareness for your cause. So we will give you 5 minutes starting now.
So I woke up literally about 3 months ago at 4 a.m. and I said, oh my God, we're doomed. And the thought that came to my head was the Western world will die because of digital media. And what Doug just said to me is like, I want to use the word train wreck, but I'm going to use submarine wreck because we work in the ocean. It is so much to manage, but it's so powerful. And when you talk about the equalization of the planet and society, you really can look at digital media, bringing up the developing world who's going from a low base to equalize with us. And I would say that by bringing Facebook and Angry Birds together, it's going to bring the Western world down to this level. And someone on CNN even said that the other day, that how are people going to work at work now? There's so much information coming at you from all directions, and as this splinters, and as there are more and more, Glenn was talking about it the other night, more and more free apps on Facebook,